Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Biz for Shiz here, and I thought today I would redo my various horror films tier list, because I think last time I did it I didn't really put a whole lot of effort into it. So yeah, I went through and watched most of these movies, and I was like, maybe that should go a tier up, basic stuff like that. And it's not supposed to be there. And yeah, let's just dive right into it. This is the Remastered various horror movie tier list. Here's how each tier works. So like S and A, pretty much elite, like those ones are going to be hard to top. Maybe not A tier, maybe there's a few in A tier that could be top, but pretty much when it comes to S tier, those are hard to top. B is still pretty good, but not A or S. C is like mid, D is like, it could have been good, but it just ultimately didn't really turn out to be good. E is like, it's pretty much F, but there's a few things that save it from being F. And then F is just garbage. So let's just pick out a random horror movie out of here. Let's see. I guess we'll start off with Halloween 2018. That's an easy 8 for me. I really like Halloween 2018. I know a lot of people have their problems with it. I have a few problems with it, but overall I still really enjoy it. Let's see, what should we grab next? I think I should probably grab a movie that my opinions have drastically changed on. And I guess I'll do H2O. H2O, I'm gonna be honest, I only really thought it was bad because, I had never really watched it before. I kind of just assumed it was bad because H2O was kind of a dumb name. But no, it's actually pretty good. It's not A or S, but it's B. It's B. It's pretty good. And what else? Oh yeah, Friday the 13th, 2009 is criminally underrated. I don't understand. I mean, I can see where some of the hate comes from, but for the most part, I don't really understand why this gets so much hate. It's pretty good. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, that is S tier. It's S tier. Unquestionably. Super good, and it definitely revived the franchise when it was in a tough spot. The original Child's Play, definitely A tier. I don't think it's S, but A tier. Still really good. Scream 2, still an A in my book. Still an A. I saw that it had a higher score on Rotten Tomatoes than it did for the first movie, so maybe I need to watch it again, and then maybe I'll be like, yeah, that was better than the first Scream, but like, overall, Scream 2, still pretty good. Give it A tier. Let's see, what do we got? Original Friday the 13th, also A tier. I think this might be a little controversial, but I think that the remake is better, simply because you generally don't see the first Friday the 13th get ranked very high on ranking lists, because everything iconic about the franchise came in the sequels. Halloween 78. S. Do I need to elaborate? It 1990. Also another A. This is very solid. Also, this tier list is based off of my various horror film rankings that was uploaded on Letterboxd, so this list definitely is meant to emulate that ranking, but I might get a few mixed up here and there, but I'll drop a link for my Letterboxd ranking so that you know what my real ranking is. This one's meant to be mostly accurate, but yeah, I'll drop a link for that anyways. Friday the 13th 3. Also, I don't think this movie deserves a lot of the hate that it gets. I think it's pretty good. It gave Jason his hockey mask, so he didn't give that much. I don't know why this movie only has 7% on Rotten Tomatoes. That's criminally low. First Elm Street. What a surprise, another S. It's an S, it's unbeatable. Well, I mean, there's a few films that are better than it, but, S, unbeatable. It Chapter 2 is another B, in my opinion. I think it just didn't live up to the first movie. I wouldn't say my expectations were really high when I saw this, but like, when I first saw it, I thought, yeah, that was pretty good. And I watched it again, and I was like, that was just good. I can't really say it's amazing or anything. So yeah, it lands in B. Jason Lives. I remember I put this in B last time. I couldn't tell you why, I don't really remember, but I appreciate this movie a lot more now, and it is very good. I'll make a ranking of this eventually. It is in my top 5, and yeah, it's so good. Like, zombie Jason is amazing. The design of Jason is really good. Most of the kills are really good, and yeah, overall it's definitely A tier. Final chapter, another S tier. I mean, if you're a Friday the 13th fan, who wouldn't agree? Part 7, B, just like last time. And Army of Darkness, S. Let's see, what one do I want to grab next? Motherfucking Dream Warriors? Come on, what are you doing? There you go. I don't know if that's controversial or not, but I think Dream Warriors is better than the first one. Just by a little bit though, like I just enjoy it more than the first one. The original Halloween 2? I already know it's an A tier, I'm just thinking of where I want to put it in here. Yeah, I'll put it above Scream 2. I'll have to look at my ranking again because I don't remember if Scream 2 is above it or not, because I don't know this entire tier list by memory, I just know most of it by memory. Like, the only ones I really have, like, set in stone remembered are, like, S, C, D, and F. The other ones, like, I kind of know where they're going, but in terms of their exact placement, it's a little bit fuzzy to me. I was kind of need to look at it more often. Evil Dead 2. It's another S. All the Evil Dead movies are S. Where's the first one? There it is. S. They're all amazing. Let's see, what should I grab next? Let me grab a trash one. Resurrection. No good. Now let me grab one where it was low on my last ranking, but went up a little bit. Halloween 6. Halloween 6 was a little bit better upon rewatch. It's still bad. I just think it's kind of a shame that the movie turned out the way it did, because it could have been really good, but it just didn't. Like, the movie's pretty much famous for all of its problems on set. Halloween 3, I know I put it in D last time because there was... hold on. I know I put it in D last time because I criticized it for not having Michael Myers, but, like, if this movie just wasn't called Halloween 3, then it would be pretty good on its own, so I give it a C. The original Scream? S. Unquestionably S. Scream is a classic. Let's see, what should I grab next? I'll grab a random one. Elm Street 5, not that good. There's some good stuff in it, but Elm Street 5 is, like, in my opinion, the most forgettable Elm Street movie. Even though it's above 3 movies in my ranking, but it's still just pretty forgettable. Let's see, Jason Takes Manhattan, another D. The movie should just be called Jason Visits Manhattan, Jason Rides a Boat, or Jason Takes Vancouver, because most of it's not even in Manhattan. Child's Play remake, another B. It's pretty solid. Rob Zombie Halloween, yet another B. Did I have it above it too, or yeah, I'll put it there anyway. Bride of Chucky. I gave this movie a lot of flack for a long time, but I think it's A tier. I think I only really gave it a lot of flack because Seed of Chucky left a bad taste in my mouth, and then I kind of just assumed that Bride of Chucky also sucked. Let's see, Friday 2. That's an A. It's an A. Elm Street remake. Y'all already know my thoughts on that if you watched the last video. Complete, utter trash, 0 out of 10 film. Seed of Chucky, I'm gonna just get the F's out of the way. Seed of Chucky is another F. Freddy's Dead, E. Not F, because there's things about it that I enjoy. I'd say for the most part it's too goofy, but it can be okay. There we go. Evil Dead remake, also an A. also an A. That one is pretty good. Why did I almost say C? That's Curse. Curse of Chucky, another A. It's pretty good. I like it. Hold on, let me move right up a little bit higher. There we go. Child's Play 3, easily one of the most underrated horror movies ever. I get that it came out like 9 months after Child's Play 2, but I don't know if I would say it's a classic, but it still feels like the first two movies. It just feels like there wasn't like a whole lot new that was done with it, and that's kind of why it's underrated, because it didn't really do anything to like change the genre or anything. So I'm gonna still put it in B though. I still think it's really solid and heavily underrated. It 2017. That's another A. I know I originally said 1990 was better than 2017, but I'm gonna change my mind. Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. This might be controversial, but I thought it was better than his first one. Halloween 5, trash. Halloween 5 is not good. Halloween 4, I'm gonna give it a C. I'm gonna give it a C because it actually is pretty decent. I know I put it in D last time, but I watched it again. It's pretty decent. The only thing that really holds it back for me is that terrible mask and the brief scene with the pink mask. Friday Part 5, my thoughts haven't changed on that. It's still C. Still pretty decent. Scream 4. It's not my favorite. I'm not really a huge fan of it. I hope the new Scream is way better, to be honest. So yeah, D. Jason Goes to Hell. This movie can go to hell. Jason X, my least favorite Friday movie, E. Elm Street Part 2, I still stand by this. It is extremely overrated. It's not very good. But I watched it again, and it was not as bad as I remember. Still pretty bad, but not as bad as I remembered. I thought Freddy was still decent in this movie, although I didn't like the whole body possession stuff. That seemed out of character, and it seemed like it broke the rules. So yeah, I'm gonna put it in D. Freddy vs. Jason, you already know, that was my favorite. I'm putting it in that S. No, above Army of Darkness. S. I love this movie. I'll probably do a review of it and explain why, but yeah, I love this movie. Child's Play 2. Come here, Child's Play 2. Get in that S. Cult of Chucky. Massive downgrade from Curse of Chucky. Still not bad though. I give it a B. Scream 3. I don't really care for it. C. I don't hate it, I just don't care for it. And this is a weird one to be last, but Elm Street 4. That's an A tier to me, because this movie is vastly underrated. I would say, like, the only things it really does wrong is that it plays it way too safe. Like, it doesn't really do anything to change anything up in the franchise. It's just kind of a safe movie. It feels like Elm Street 3, but like a light version. So, yeah, overall I'll give it an A. And so, yeah, that's my remastered horror movies tier list. I hope you guys enjoyed. I doubt I'm gonna have to update this again. Well, I mean, I will when Halloween Kills comes out, but yeah, so for now, this is my new horror movie tier list, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I'm sorry.